I appreciate
Keep
it.
going, man.
The biggest thing to tell the viewers more, change is inevitable, change is uncomfortable, change is really hard, but change can definitely be needed, and change is needed for a lot of different reasons. You got to find your reason, you got to find your why, and you need to make the changes that you need.
We rise to the top, can't stop this flow. In the heart of the jungle, we're ready, let's go. In the heart of the jungle, we're ready, let's go.
Welcome everybody to another episode of the Roundtable here with Ben. What's going on, man?
What's up, man? We just had an incredible interview.
Yeah, it was a good one. It's
pretty cool,
I liked
man.
that one a lot.
It's weird sitting across from you, man. I know we said this last time, but
I know we got so used to always sitting across from each other, and then we pivoted to sitting next to each other to interview someone. And yeah, I'm like, I should be sitting over there.
well, it's cool, man. Well, look, dude, I wanted to quickly make a quick little episode. I know I actually kind of like these short form videos. I think it turns out really cool. But I want to talk about, you've been through a lot of change, man. You've done a lot of growth this last couple, it's been leading up, but specifically the last month or two, you've been through a lot of changes, and
yes,
not only in your career, but just in general. So I want to talk to some of that, man, and just, what's been the biggest lesson or, opportunity that you've learned from this big change, man?
put myself first.
Put yourself first.
Yeah, more than anything right now. Just put myself first and do something for me. Whether it was the career change or just in life. There's been a few times that my schedule and my wife's schedule hasn't quite worked out to go to the gym, but I'm like, you know what? I'm still carving that time out for myself. I need to go. I had a long week this week, but it was a good one. It was something I'm really used to, like kind of showing up when I'm not, when I'm needed. And, even though I didn't hit the gym Thursday, I made the choice to put myself first and still show up home for my family at a as reasonable of time as I possibly could and be with them versus carving out more time and being away from them more. I ended up doing it again last night. I took some time for myself and, went and got cleaned up, went, to the gym, and then went and said goodbye to a good friend of mine. And so being able to put myself first more often lately has been probably the biggest change, just working on that more.
Where do you think that confidence comes from, man? Like, because I feel like it takes a lot of confidence to be able to say, I'm going to put myself first. Or do you think have you been drawing that energy from it? Be like, I got to just focus in on that.
No, just learning more. My wife's done it, put herself first for so long, and I'm so proud of her for doing it and putting all her effort into herself. And the only way, you learn more that if you don't feel like you can love yourself, nobody, it's harder for somebody else to love you. So being able to put yourself first and love yourself first has become more of an important thing for me lately.
Yeah. Have you been taking this growth as like, have you sat down and really taken it like, dang, I'm moving. I'm making moves for myself and my family, and I'm really trying to move forward. Have you taken time to really soak that in, that, that you're really making steps in the right direction?
Yes and no. Viewers and stuff can't really see, but even like going to get the braces, putting myself first, it sucks because it's money coming away from my family. But I know in the end it's going to be a better choice. And she's a lot happier that I did it. Not a lot happier. Shouldn't say that. She's proud of me that I took that step to take care of myself.
Yeah.
No, I haven't sat down and reflected as much lately as I have in the past, but I've also been trying to be more aware of what's going on in my life. So if that answers the question, it makes sense. So
yeah, that does make sense. Yeah, man, I think it's definitely been I've seen a lot of growth, in you and kind of where the routes that you're going. And I think sometimes we get so caught up with everything, and it's easy to just be like, oh shoot, well, just another day. And I can sit here and say like, yeah, man, you're doing the right thing, and you're putting yourself first, which is always important. We've talked about that a million times. Self-care is, and we talked about it in our last episode, how self-care is something that especially as men, we got to really take the time to take care of ourselves.
Yeah.
And, that can include your family or not, but whatever it might be, to just be able to say, I'm taking care of something that make me happy. And I'm just proud of you, man. All the hard work you're putting in, dude. It's super cool to kind of see,
I appreciate it. Cause I mean, from my eyes looking out, you may not see as much. I might not see as much, but other people do. I mean, even my therapist, I went to her, and unfortunately right now I'm not going back, but that's all right. She's like, we had a really good conversation, and she's like, I've seen so much growth over you, and I can tell you're a lot happier. Your demeanor's different. And that meant a lot. Cause I mean, people tell me, but certain people, I mean, you'll hear the same thing from 10 people, but that one person, for some reason, it hits a little bit different.
Yeah.
So that was cool to hear and feel that way. And I felt happy and okay leaving and knowing that I don't have another appointment scheduled, and felt pretty good. And, this week's been a little more taxing, but I'm like, all right, I was thinking about it today. I'm like, there's a lesson in all of this. Like, there's a lot weighing on me right now. And I'm like, all right, I just need to kind of work through it and deal with it. But change is inevitable. And the favorite word from the last one, I have to pivot and figure out what's right.
Yeah.
Figure out what I need next. And that's where I'm at now. So
Yeah. I love that, man. I think, I think sometimes when you reflect back, you're like, okay, this is uncomfortable. This feels weird. And I always heard like, that's what it's supposed to, Andy says, that's what it's supposed to feel like.
yeah.
That's what it's supposed to, we're not bred or not made to just sit in this comfort and just be like, we're okay where we're at. And it feels good sometimes, but it also feels crappy. So it's like, what crappy do you want to feel? The bad or the crappy feeling of being uncomfortable, or the crappy feeling of being comfortable and just kind of staying there. And so I think you're on the right path, and you're just doing a good job of just staying ahead, keeping your head above water and trekking and just keep going, man. I think it's going to be phenomenal to see, everything kind of pay off. I know it will. And
I know it will. I know
yeah,
I've made some hard choices over the last little while, but they've been coming for a reason.
Yeah.
And that's the important part. Whether everybody sees it or nobody knows it, it doesn't matter, as long as I know and I feel that what I'm doing is right. And I know who I am, and I know what I am, and I know what I stand for. And that's been probably the biggest thing for me lately is just sticking by those standards.
Yeah. And doing the things for you and your family.
Doing what's best for them, and myself, and that's what I've been working on a lot more. So,
which I think as a man and as a human, I can appreciate that. I can look at somebody and say, like, that's a person that loves their family, and is willing to do whatever it takes to move them forward. And you've been busy, man, and I'm really proud of you, dude, for just doing all that stuff. And just keep pivoting, man. Keep doing your thing and keep growing, man. Because I'm excited, dude, to see everything that's going to play out. And
I mean, I appreciate it. Even in the last recording, I told you've been the number one, so thanks, I appreciate it. Next to my wife,
of course,
you've been number one. So
I appreciate that, man. I always will be in your corner, no matter what.
Yeah, same for you.
Yeah, we're here to push each other. I don't want to say push. I don't like push. Like pull each other.
Challenge.
Yeah, because pushing is like requires me to get shoving. Pulling is like I move or you move and we move together.
Yeah. We
it's
challenge
like that
each
draw,
other.
right? You know, and you're drawing so much from. I'm sure there's somebody out there looking at you and be like, "Damn, he's moving. I want to move with him too. I want to stay close." And it's phenomenal, man. It's really cool to see. And I just thought it was, we wanted to do that quick episode, but it was like this, you've been through so much change, and it's an impactful change. Somebody can look at that and be like, oh my gosh, like most people don't do any of these things.
Well,
and
at one point we'll dive into it a little deeper.
Yeah.
Let's get a little bit farther along, but we'll not that it, I guess it doesn't really matter in the grand scheme of life, but
there'll be a time and place.
Yeah, there's a time and a place, and we're working on it. I need to finalize details in it all, and for myself, not only to be able to share it properly, but for me to understand it more in depth. So, but
nah, definitely, man. I'm proud of you, man, and just keep going.
I appreciate it.
Keep going, man.
The biggest thing to tell the viewers more. change is inevitable, change is uncomfortable, change is really hard, but change can definitely be needed, and change is needed for a lot of different reasons. You got to find your reason, you got to find your why, and you need to make the changes that you need.
Yeah.
You know, we end with a challenge, and that's what it is.
That's what it is.
If you know there's a change needed, find your reason, make it a good one, and do it. Just stick to it.
Love it. Cool, man. I appreciate you sharing that, man.
I appreciate you asking.
Somebody's gonna get some good value out of it. So cool. Anything else, man, you want to hit on?
No.
Sweet.
I'm good. We'll do one on you next time. So I'll figure out a good one. So
You got it, man. All right, man. Appreciate you, brother.
thank you.
Thank you, guys.